There's a forgotten name in the football world that once sent shockwaves through Europe, not because of its history, not because of its trophies, but because of the sheer insanity of what it attempted to do. That name is Anzhi Makhachkala. Now, if you've been following football for at least the last decade, you probably remember hearing that name floating around somewhere. But what really happened there? How did a relatively unknown club from Dagestan go from obscurity to signing global superstars, and then disappear off the footballing map just as quickly? This is the jaw-dropping rise and fall of Anzhi Makhachkala, the club that tried to buy the footballing world in one go, and burned out in a blaze of financial glory. Let's go back to 2011. Russia, deep in its oil boom era. Billionaires are being minted overnight. One of them, Suleyman Kerimov, a businessman with deep pockets and a vision. Or maybe just a fantasy. Kerimov buys Anzhi Makhachkala, a modest club from a politically tense region, with the intention of transforming it into a European powerhouse. And when I say transform, I mean football manager style, unlimited budget, go crazy style. Kerimov had no time for slow progress. In came the private jets. In came the millions. The club built a training base in Moscow just to make life easier for players who didn't want to live in Dagestan. And then, the signings started rolling in. First, it was Roberto Carlos. Yes, that Roberto Carlos. The Brazilian legend. 38 years old, sure, but still a bombshell signing. And it didn't stop there. In came Samuel Eto'o. Fresh off a treble-winning season at Inter Milan. One of the deadliest strikers on the planet. His salary, a reported €20 million per year, tax-free. That made him the highest-paid footballer in the world at the time. Read that again, the highest-paid footballer in the world, at Anzhi Makhachkala. Suddenly, Anzhi were in the headlines. And not just for the Eto'o deal. Willian joined from Shakhtar Donetsk for €35 million. Yes, the same Willian who'd later play for Chelsea and Arsenal. Lassana Diarra came in. So did Mubarak Boussoufa, Yuri Zhirkov, and Christopher Samba. These were players in their prime or close to it, and Anzhi were outbidding Premier League clubs like it was a game. In just over a year, they went from being nobodies to playing Europa League football, and not just playing, they beat Liverpool at one point. They were rising fast, and their project seemed like it might actually work. But here's the thing about fast rises, they often come with faster crashes. Behind the scenes, cracks were already forming. The financial model was unsustainable. Anzhi had almost no commercial income. No real fanbase outside Dagestan. Their stadium held less than 16,000 people. The Moscow training base was bleeding money. And most importantly, Kerimov's interest started to fade. In 2013, out of nowhere, the fairy tale ended. Kerimov reportedly suffered major financial losses in his other businesses. And just like that, he pulled the plug. Within days, the club announced they were slashing their budget. Not trimming. Slashing. The fire sale began. Willian was sold to Chelsea. Eto'o followed him. Samba, Diarra, Zhirkov, gone. In just one transfer window, Anzhi sold off most of their starting 11. By the start of the 2013-14 season, they had a squad full of kids and second division players. They were relegated. And that was basically it. The club that once had the highest paid player in the world, that made headlines across Europe, was now playing in front of a few hundred people in the Russian second tier. In 2022, they were officially declared bankrupt. Gone. Vanished. A footballing ghost story. But what Anzhi Makhachkala proved, more than anything, is that money can buy players, it can buy attention, it can buy the illusion of power, but it cannot buy sustainability. You need roots. A foundation. A plan. Otherwise, you're just a castle built on sand. For one magical season, Anzhi were the headline. They were exciting, they were outrageous, they were a glitch in the footballing matrix. And then, just like that, they were gone. And hey, if you enjoyed that wild ride through one of football's craziest stories, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and stick around, because there's a whole world of forgotten football stories just waiting to be uncovered. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay curious, stay football mad, and don't let your club get bought by a billionaire with a short attention span.